Hello, and welcome to your weekly slice of pizza time. My name is Zach Rotello, and with me is my very luxurious and luscious host, Paul.
Oh, what up? How's it going?
And today, it's a little different. Usually, we got three people here. We got Zach, we got Aaron, we got Paul. They come together around the kitchen table, and we talk about what we want to talk about. We talk about games, we talk about movies, we talk about television, we talk about all sorts of crap. What, right?
We talk about cool stuff.
We talk about cool stuff. But tonight, our co-host, our very essential co-host, Aaron Matheus, is spending the weekend in lovely... What state is Bonnaroo in?
I want to say it's like...
Careful with that mouse.
Where
You're
did
probably
it go?
making some noise on that thing.
Okay, so Aaron is at Bonnaroo right now.
We don't know what state it's in, but we're pretty sure it's Tennessee.
Somewhere. It's somewhere else. It's
pretty
not
sure,
where we are.
I'm going to say it's Tennessee.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Tennessee.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Tennessee.
Gotcha.
Okay, scroll back up to that thing. Let's see. Okay, so right now we're recording this at 11:43. But for those of you that don't know, Pizza Time is your weekly comedy variety talk show where we talk to you about the things that we like to talk about, including games, including movies, including whatever. But it goes up every Friday at midnight. But we missed that deadline today because E3 is coming around. Aaron's out of town. Things are a bit up in the air. But we still are delivering our Pizza Time a week promise that we gave to you.
Aaron is in Manchester, Tennessee now. For those of you who doubt us, he's in Manchester, Tennessee.
Manchester, Tennessee. The beautiful city of Manchester, Tennessee that I've never been to.
We're trying to get our facts right.
Yeah, trying to get our... We want to be true. But Aaron right now is... We want to vision in our mind's eye that Aaron is lining up for the Deadmau5 show, which starts at what time?
At midnight. So the Deadmau5 gets on at midnight. It is now 11:44 p.m., so in 15 minutes, Deadmau5 is going to get on the stage.
And rock that thing.
And rock it. And we hope him the best.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great, great show.
Let's have. You want to take a shot for Aaron?
Let's do it.
Let's do a shot for Aaron. Paul, what are we drinking tonight?
So, this is a bottle of hot stuff. It's a little it's a little knockoff of Fireball whiskey. So it's Canadian whiskey and cinnamon liqueur. Hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
We'll see how it goes.
You can't get more off-brand than hot stuff.
So
Paul's pouring that, like the bartender he is. We like Fireball here. Fireball is a good, solid shot beverage at the Pizza Time household.
It lives up.
That was the best shot glass set down I've ever seen. Paul just set that shot glass down with the care of a butterfly that just emerged from its cocoon.
Beautiful.
But we've been drinking this stuff all night. Basically, we're almost done with the bottle. We shared it with some people, so it's not just the two of us. Relax, we're not alcoholics.
Right.
And we're pretty much saying it's syrup, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much syrup.
Yeah, if you had some flapjacks, this would go very well with that.
See, Fireball has that little kick to it, you know?
Yeah, Fireball, like, it burns when it goes down.
It's
in a good way, though.
It's a good burn. It's a loving, tender burn.
It warms you up.
It warms you up, yes it does.
This stuff is not as much,
no,
but it's very sweet.
It's very sweet to the taste. I'm drinking a lot of water to combat the hangover I will probably have tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
The truth is that you could probably pour this on pancakes or ice cream or waffles if you're crazy, and it would probably act as a fine syrup.
I would agree.
I would agree as well.
I would agree.
We got our shots poured. Paul, let's do a shot for 2-bit.
To
2-bit. Pizza time.
So
Pizza time.
So 2-bit is in Tennessee for Bunbury. Bonnaroo Festival. And he's
a festival
there with his brothers.
A festival that, by all accounts, you and I should have been to a long time ago.
Yeah. We never made the trek out, which we really should have.
We really should.
We should make plans.
We just spent a good amount of money to go to Bunbury Festival in Cincinnati, which, by the way, the listeners of Pizza Time, because I know we have some listeners from across the country, Bunbury Music Festival in Cincinnati is becoming a festival to be reckoned with.
Yeah. It's grown.
They had 20,000 people come on that first day. 20,000 compared to the usual 8,000 per day that they used to have. That's an unbelievable number.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Bunbury and all of its people.
Look at
good
the
on
place,
them. Kudos.
You would never guess that 20,000 people would be running around.
Cincinnati's not the city that you think of when you think of a music festival.
Right.
But to be honest, they put on a hell of a show. Some great bands. We got to see Avett Brothers. We got to see our boy Snoop Dogg. We got to see Bleachers, Walk the Moon, 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots was really good.
Really good. If you had to narrow down your favorite show of the weekend, not moment, but favorite overall show, what do you think you got to narrow down to?
Well, Walk the Moon really had an impression on me. We were watching Walk the Moon on Friday.
Yes.
And when they started playing, about halfway through their show, would you say, it started to sprinkle a little bit.
Yes, the rain started coming
Friday
down.
was pretty hot, so we welcomed it for a while.
Nice. It was nice. It was a nice refresher,
which
was awesome because they started playing Aquaman, and the rain started coming down. And Aquaman is by far, in my opinion, the best song on their new album.
That song was fantastic.
So good live. They have such charisma. They're going places.
Yeah.
They're
Absolutely.
going places.
I saw them before they released their new album.
Okay.
So back when it was just their one album, and they were good.
I can lift a car up all by myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I would agree. Walk the Moon is probably top 3 shows. Mm-hmm. I think the Avett Brothers show was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I think I got to give my hand up to the most fun I had, the most entertained I was, and the most impressed I was at the show, which is 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots put on a very good show. If you've never seen 21 Pilots before, they probably had one of the most energized shows.
I would agree.
At Bunbury.
Energetic is like their tagline.
Yeah.
Like, I remember before the show started, we were kind of just like hanging around, and everyone was just kind of like, "Oh, it's okay. Snoop Dogg's coming on next. Everyone's excited about that." Mm-hmm. But 21 Pilots comes on, and I forgot about everything.
Oh yeah,
they were rocking it, and I was dancing, and I was having a lot of fun. It was just a great show. Good on them.
Oh yeah, they really stepped up to the plate, and they filmed a music video.
Yes, we got to be in a music video. So if you look closely on the 21 Pilots music video for Lame Boy, which is coming soon, you might just see our cute little faces.
You just might see the members of Pizza Time in that music video.
If you tweet us a picture that you find of the members of Pizza Time in the music video, we'll tweet you back a picture of Gilbert. And we promise.
Guaranteed.
Freaking-teed. So let's get on to the show, Paul. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Sounds good. We did a lot of music talk. I actually want to open on kind of a somber note.
Okay.
Christopher Lee, this week, who's well known for his roles in Dracula, in Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, passed away at the age of 93.
93. He was getting up there.
He was. He was very old. Very talented man.
Oh, yeah.
Very charismatic. And just an actor of the ages, especially for our generation. But I just wanted to spend a few minutes. We don't have to spend long on it, but I do want to talk about Christopher Lee and the roles that meant the most for us.
Oh yeah.
So Paul, what do you have to what comes to your mind when I say Christopher Lee?
Easily Sauron. First of all,
Saruman is Christopher Lee for me.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, that was the character that I knew.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee played. He played that bad guy so well.
So well.
And knowing those books, too, you really... Because there's that cool article that gets passed around from time to time on Reddit. Christopher Lee met Tolkien when he was a kid. He met Professor Tolkien.
Yeah.
And Tolkien gave him his blessing, quote-unquote, to be Gandalf if they made a movie. Of course, the time came, and Christopher Lee felt he was too old to play Gandalf, so he played Saruman, which is really sort of kismet in a weird way because he just fits that role so well.
He really rocked that role. Absolutely. He has such a presence on screen.
He does.
Such a presence.
Every word he says is just like booming, you know?
It's very good.
He has one of those voices.
It's incredible.
Incredible.
So Saruman and especially Count Dooku.
Yes. And for all the poop I like to throw in the prequels, we all do it sometimes.
Yep.
Count Dooku may not have been the most necessary character, but good for Christopher Lee for throwing his heart into that role.
Yep.
And becoming that character.
He really helped Episode 2.
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
He really did help the whole flow of the movie. Because, like, we've said it time and time again, is that one of the biggest flaws about the prequels is that there's no main villain, you know?
Right.
It could have been Maul, but they kill him in the first one. And then they bring on Dooku, and then they bring on Grievous, and it's like, you don't need these villains. But Christopher Lee comes in and he puts his heart and soul into Count Dooku, and he makes a villain that's like really suave and kind of got that like dark side vibe that not a lot of people had felt so far. And so
right.
I really appreciate Christopher Lee in those movies, even though the prequel trilogy is not my favorite of the Star Wars.
Right, because for all you Star Wars fans out there,
and we know there's many of you.
There's absolutely many. There is always a master and an apprentice on the dark side, never more, never less. So when Darth Maul was approached in the first movie, and he was obviously killed off, they decided to replace him with an older and a more veteran character in the second movie. So he would talk to Obi-Wan, right? And they were friends. Because he used to be a Jedi, right? Count Dooku used to be a Jedi.
He used to be a Jedi Master, apparently.
Yeah. So there was more of a connection to, especially Obi-Wan, when he was captured by Count Dooku, than there was with, like, Darth Maul being the young, crazy, flipping double lightsaber guy.
And I'm assuming that, this is a prediction, but in Episode 7, I'm assuming that Kylo Ren is going to be more of the Darth Maul character.
Yeah.
Young, not sure of his place in the world, a little crazy. He's got a lightsaber that is a little odd and off the norm. I think he's going to assume the Darth Maul personality more than the Dooku personality. Right. I also think that Andy Serkis's character is going to be more of the Count Dooku Emperor Sidious.
Gotcha.
Sort of character. But that's Star Wars 7 prediction. But Christopher Lee, great personality, great actor. I wish that I could have had the chance to meet him and tell him how much his roles affected me in Lord of the Rings. Because a good bad guy is nothing without it. A good guy is nothing without his good bad guy.
Oh yeah, the relationship between Gandalf and Saruman was just fantastic.
Yes, the fight scene in the Isengard Tower, right? Between Gandalf and Saruman is one of the most memorable scenes of Fellowship. When they're spinning around and he throws Gandalf up to the top. Oh yeah. It's awesome. It's just awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
And then there's the scene in Return of the King, spoilers, if you haven't seen freaking Return of the King.
Pause, go watch Lord of the Rings.
We'll be here waiting for you when you get back.
You need to watch Lord of the Rings if you haven't.
But watch the extended edition, because I don't know if you knew this. I always forget about this. The scene where Saruman dies in Return of the King is not in the theatrical version.
Yeah.
How freaking crazy is that?
Yeah.
I just feel like that scene is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
And, little known fact, when they were filming, they were giving Christopher Lee direction. Cool, and they're like, you're going to get stabbed in the back, and you're going to need to, die all dramatically and everything. Christopher Lee was like, have you ever been stabbed in the back? I know what it sounds like. So he knew what he was doing when he played that role, and he knew exactly how to die, which sounds kind of weird, but... He
was in the Army for many years, and so the story, it goes, is that, Peter Jackson was directing him on how to sound when he gets stabbed, and he was like, I've heard that before.
Yeah, I know, don't worry, I know.
And that's so cool and dark at the same time. It's like, good for Christopher Lee for being able to be the actor he was with going through all that stress and traumatic, all the stuff that he was going through in the army, and still be able to go have a successful career in Dracula, in Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars, and everything that he touched. It's just it was a really sad day when I learned that Christopher Lee had passed, because he just meant a lot to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he will from now forward. Because, those Lord of the Rings movies, like I said to Paul earlier, if you had to ask me my favorite movie, if I thought about it for a while, I'd probably boil down to Return of the King.
Yeah.
But the Lord of the Rings trilogy was my trilogy when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. The Lord of the Rings was my trilogy. And so Christopher Lee's the first person from those movies to really pass away in a meaningful sense.
Yeah.
And that just hurts, I'm not looking forward to the day when I hear that Ian McKellen's passed away, or Elijah Wood, or help me with Sean Austin.
Any of them, really.
Any of them. It's just gonna be a rough day. And so, really quick, I'd like to pour a shot of hot stuff, and I want to give a little toast for Christopher Lee.
He deserves something a lot better than hot stuff.
Christopher Lee deserves 30-year-old Eagle Rare bourbon, but we don't have that. So we're going to drink, I'm sure, 10-day-old hot stuff from Kroger. Just in the memory of Christopher Lee, because of everything that he stood for and everything that he was to us when we were kids. All right.
So, to Count Dooku...
To Dracula. To the man with the golden gun. Yes, we didn't even talk about Bond.
He was a Bond villain.
How do you get cooler than that?
Right. To freaking Sauron.
Lift up your glasses. We'll have a small moment of silence for Christopher Lee. Oh, and I've been having a sore throat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure this is doing wonders for my immune system.
More whiskey.
Cinnamon whiskey.
Okay. Do you have a more lighter note?
I do have a more lighter note. I want to talk about something we were just briefly talking about before this, and we don't have to spend too much time on this. But you were bringing up Sherlock.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Sherlock for a second?
Absolutely.
Because this is on my mind. I want to talk about Sherlock, but I want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock versus BBC Sherlock.
Okay. Robert Downey Jr. did a fantastic job of playing Sherlock.
Of course, he did. Robert Downey Jr. does a great job in all of his roles that he does.
Right.
He's a great actor. Great character actor. But when I saw Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes, I was very young, and it was a couple years before the BBC Sherlock had even become a thing.
Right.
So I saw that movie, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is a movie that's funny, entertaining, mysterious, dramatic, all in one. Great cinematography. Even as a kid, I knew that movie looked good.
Yeah.
It looks real good. Great angles, great lighting, great effects. All the slowdown stuff. Mm-hmm. Great dramatic effects.
Keeps you on your feet, keeps you guessing.
It does.
Something I really liked.
It does, definitely. And I loved it. And then I marathoned through season 1 and season 2 of Sherlock on BBC. Man. In 2 days.
Yep.
And my mind was blown again.
Yep.
Those BBC shows are unreal.
They're really good. If you haven't seen Sherlock,
go watch Sherlock.
Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman on BBC.
Yes.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Amazon,
you can find
think.
It on Amazon. It's amazing. You should go watch it.
Go watch it. Sherlock is one of, if not the best,
very well thought out show.
Television shows.
Very well thought out. Thought through. They thought about it.
They did think about it. They put some thought into it. But after I saw that, I got pumped up that week. I was like, man, I'm on such a Sherlock kick.
Yep.
I'm going to go back and watch the Robert Downey Jr. ones. And when I did, they left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
Oh, yeah?
Because I felt like I had been spoiled.
Okay.
You know? Like, Sherlock Holmes is such a good character. And I understand that many people can play it. Like, Ian McKellen's about to play a version of old Sherlock Holmes in Mr. Holmes. I'm excited to see that. It's going to be good. I know. Trust Ian McKellen.
Which is going to be very different than the young Robert Downey Jr. even, and the Benedict Cumberbatch version that we've seen.
Yes.
So that's all modern, and well, the Benedict Cumberbatch show is very modern.
Very modern.
So it's
modern
set in, like nowadays.
Yes.
But even the Robert Downey Jr. one is set back in old times in England, but it's still very fast paced. He's a younger Sherlock. He is in combat and stuff, which is I'm sure we're not going to see too much of in Mr. Holmes.
In Mr. Holmes, it's going to be more of a drama.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. But the problem is that the BBC Sherlock is just so good. From the characters, the writing. Yeah. I mean, Stephen Moffat is writing that, and he's just unbelievably talented.
Yeah. Great
stories, great dramatic atmosphere. The way that those things are filmed and shot is just unlike anything I've ever seen before. The different fades and pans, and the way that text messages pop up, and the way that you can tell what the characters are thinking by the visuals around them.
The visuals are fantastic.
It's just unlike anything I'd ever seen, and it still stands the test of time. Like, I went back and watched the first couple episodes with my girlfriend who hadn't seen them before. And she was just obsessed as I was when I first saw them, because I was like, this really does hold up. And it will hold up for a while. And going back and watching the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, I really do think those are good movies, but I feel like I've just been spoiled because I've seen what the best Sherlock can be.
Okay.
You know? And it's nothing against the Robert Downey Jr. films. I enjoy those films. But I just feel like BBC Sherlock hit the perfect mixture of everything.
Yeah.
The perfect characters, the perfect scenarios, the perfect stories, the perfect everything. I feel like that is just one of the only true perfect shows out there.
Yeah. And that's what's different between the BBC shows and these movies with Robert Downey Jr. is with the shows you can have Robbie Jr.
Good old Robbie.
Robbie. So like with the shows, they have 3 seasons on right now, and so they're like an hour each. They're almost like a short movie for each episode.
Even more than an hour each. Some of them are like an hour and 45 minutes.
Right.
They're miniature movies, and that's what's great about British television is that they don't have to adhere to the normal 21 episode season or the 10 episode season or whatever. They can say, here's our show, here's what we want to do, and we want to do 3 episodes. That's what we're going to do. And they can do it. And that's awesome. Like, they don't have to be like, so season 25 or 7 of The Simpsons, whichever one is coming up.
Right.
Fox has to be like, okay, you get 21 episodes, no more, no less.
Yeah.
That sucks, to be, honestly, that sucks.
You have to fit 21 episodes.
Yeah, you have to pad out the season, do stuff you might not want to do, when Sherlock can put everything they want to in 3 episodes and make it perfect.
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 Which is different than having 2, movies that are in theaters. There are only 2 movies. However, there's 3 seasons of Sherlock.
And counting. They're still going.
Right.
Season 3 left on a pretty considerable cliffhanger.
Right. So to make a movie, one movie with, just the one storyline is a lot different than making just a bunch of really long, but a bunch of different episodes.
Yeah.
So you have all the different cases that he's worked on,
sure,
besides just like Robert Downey Jr. facing the one bad guy or whatever.
Yeah. So, I agree. I mean, long story short, Sherlock in any form is a really great character.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think that the BBC show has spoiled me for other versions of Sherlock just because I've seen what it can be. And that's, I want every form of Sherlock to be like the BBC one. Now that I've seen it and experienced it. I just love that. I just love that show. Any closing thoughts before we move on to our next thing?
I think we've said all we need to say.
Okay. Paul?
What up?
Do we have any hot toppings?
I think we have some hot toppings.
So we got one hot topping. We got two, technically, but let's start out with the first one. Paul and I just got back from the opening night screening of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Starring Chris Pratt and a bunch of other people.
Okay, wait. Time out. For just a second.
Okay.
Chris Pratt and Judy Greer.
Judy Greer, yes.
Judy Greer, yes. For those Archer fans out there, plays... What is her name? Charlene... She's got like 100 different names. I don't even remember. Charlene or something like that.
The red-haired girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole time
the only character I know his name is Chris Pratt. His name is Owen. And then one of the kids, his name is Zach, because that's my name.
And the other one's name is Gray.
Gray? Yeah, what a weird name.
Gray.
That's a weird name.
But the whole time that I saw Judy Greer on screen, I had to think of Archer.
You were looking at Chris Pratt right now.
So Chris Pratt is in Jurassic World. We're struggling with it.
We'll do a little bit.
Just a little bit. This is gonna need some work.
Judy Greer.
There we go. Judy Greer played an Archer as Cheryl. Charlene.
Yes.
She changes her name like every season. Anyway, that's all I could think of, because her character in Archer is just batshit crazy. And she plays a mom in Jurassic World. So the whole time I was thinking of her, Jesus vibe in Archer, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Wait, so Judy Greer was the mom of the two kids?
Yes.
I thought she was the red-haired girl who was the aunt.
Do you know who that is?
Who is that?
She is Gwen Stacy in the third Spider-Man movie.
Really?
With Tobey Maguire.
Oh, okay.
She's Gwen. Do you know who that is? That is...
Wait, I know who Gwen Stacy is.
I know, but that actress...
I
looked her up the other day.
We're consulting the great IMDb gods tonight.
So, for those of you who don't know, it's very, very easy to get lost in IMDb. You can just go down the tunnel.
Paul and I are the resident movie geeks in the Pizza Time squad. Mm-hmm. Aaron is a movie fan, but we can really get lost in our movies.
We both own countless movies.
I mean, I'm a film major, for crying out loud.
Yeah, for crying out loud. So Bryce Dallas Howard
played
she was an employee of Jurassic World, and this is...
A lot of Howards on this page, huh?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard.
Is that his name? Yeah, Ron Howard, the director.
Yeah.
That's her father.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know that.
Interesting.
So she comes from a line
Ron Howard is old.
But talented.
Oh, sure.
So she comes from a very talented family. She's friends with Natalie Portman and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who wouldn't want to be friends with Natalie Portman and Jake Gyllenhaal?
And her godfather is Henry Winkler.
That's pretty awesome. Henry Winkler.
So her godfather is the Fonz.
Hey, if you could pick one Hollywood star to be your godfather, who would you pick? Think wisely.
Yeah.
Because I've got two answers.
Ian McKellen would be
Ian McKellen would be awesome.
He'd be a runner, yeah.
That's so funny. That's exactly the second one I was thinking of.
Yep.
You know the first one I'm thinking of?
Bruce Willis.
Mr. Goldblum.
Mr.
Gotta get a shout out for Mr. Jeff Goldblum. Spoilers for Jurassic World. Ready?
Yep.
Jeff Goldblum is not in this movie. Shot to the heart. And you're to blame.
That was
Jeff Goldblum gives love a bad name.
That was a mistake on their part. He should have been in that movie.
I wish he would have showed up for like literally a second, and it would have made that movie a 10 out of 10. So let's talk a little bit about Jurassic World really quick. We've been kind of rambling about the actors.
We're rambling.
We're rambling.
This is gonna be fun.
This is a fun episode. This is gonna be fun to edit.
Hell yeah! So Jurassic Park was good.
Jurassic Park
I enjoyed it.
Jurassic Park is a classic.
And then I actually didn't see Jurassic Park until kind of well into my years.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it when I was a kid.
I saw it twice when I was a kid. Once with my cousins, I saw bits and pieces, and then once I remember renting it on VHS from Blockbuster, and I just remember being horrified. And so I didn't watch it again until I was a teenager.
Okay.
Because when I was a kid, a lot of stuff scared me. I didn't watch as many movies as I should because I was really scared of everything.
Right.
But then when I picked it back up, I was like, wow, this movie is actually... Hiccup. This movie is actually hilarious. There's a lot of great stuff in this. And Jeff Goldblum is just... I mean, how can you deny the talent of Jeff Goldblum? I was telling Paul we were watching the YouTube scene where he walks up to the dinosaur droppings. He swaggers up, takes his glasses off, and you think he's about to say something so profound. After
his chaos theory spiel.
Chaos. And the words that come out of his mouth are, "Now that's a big pile of shit." And you just lose it. It's so funny. Jurassic Park is so funny. It's almost unintentionally funny, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like trying to be a comedy, but there's a lot in there that you're like, wow, this is hilarious. This is like such a 90s... This is such a 90s movie.
Early 90s.
And you're just like, wow. It came out in 93, I think.
I believe so.
I believe so, too. I'm going to say Jurassic World, my short review. I'm going to have Paul's opinions here in a second, but my short review of Jurassic World is that it was a really fun movie.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it. There's a lot more humor than I thought there was going to be. I was worried that they were going to give all the funny stuff away in the trailer. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot more humor. Chris Pratt is very charismatic. A lot of humor with Miss Howard.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. The opening sequences really draw back that whole wonder sense that I got from Jurassic Park. A lot of the action sequences are cool. The final fight is really, really rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the thing that let me down the most is that I can't really think of any quotes off the top of my head from Jurassic World. Maybe I've only seen it because only seen it once and we just got back.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jurassic Park is just so quotable and funny in so many spots. And Jurassic World was funny and it has some good quotes, but I feel like it's just not as memorable to me. But although it was a really good movie and a great summer popcorn flick.
Yeah.
Like, go see this, get a tub of popcorn.
Absolutely.
Get a giant Coke, enjoy the experience. But, like, Jurassic Park is a classic. I feel like Jurassic World is not going to be remembered as fondly, you know?
Right.
But what do you think? Tell me your impressions.
I would agree. Well, first of all, my impressions were it's very centered, I think, around Chris Pratt.
Yes. He is obviously the main character. You feel like you're supposed to relate to him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very centered around him. I think Chris Pratt is a very, very good action comedy star.
He's just one of the most charismatic people in all of Hollywood.
Yeah, for your Parks and Recreation fans out there, classic Chris Pratt. He does a fantastic job. If you haven't seen Parks and Rec, I would very much recommend it. But even if you haven't, he still does a very, very good job. But I would agree. It's a fun film. It was entertaining. There were some intense scenes.
Oh yeah, sure. There are actually
with the
some pretty
dinosaurs.
suspenseful scenes in the new film.
Yeah.
I feel like
spoilers. The dinosaurs got out.
Oh sure. I mean, that's like, how can you have a Jurassic Park movie unless the dinosaurs get out?
Right. And when they do, it's a fan.
Yes, it does.
And people get hurt.
People get
People get eaten, and there's some intense scenes.
I'm pretty sure the correct grammar is people get eat.
I think it's et.
Then people get et.
Hey, Bert, you got et.
Oh, did you hear about that, Chris Pratt? Oh, he got et, dude. It's such a shame.
Well, so...
We're not spoiling anything, by the way.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt does not get et in Jurassic Park.
Right.
The world.
So, yeah, it was a good movie. Go see it.
Sure.
Tell us what you think. All that jazz.
All that jazz.
But...
I'm going to give it a solid 7.5.
I don't think it's going to be a classic as much as Jurassic Park was.
I really do think that the cheesiness of Jurassic Park is what makes that movie special.
Yeah.
The animatronics, the Jeff Goldblum saying his... although it's been a joke in this episode, but Jeff Goldblum saying his funny little quirky lines is part of the movie's charm.
Yeah.
It's him being funny and quirky and interesting, and that's like part of it. It's the doctor. It's Dr. What's the white beard guy's name?
Hammond?
Yes, it's Hammond being like that fun, energetic billionaire.
That grandpa.
Yes, exactly. It's the grandchildren being like scared and wondrous at the same time of what's going on around them. It's like Jurassic Park is really a special movie, and I feel like Jurassic World is as fun as it is. It's just not Jurassic Park, but that's not a bad thing.
And Jurassic Park, to be fair, was huge for its era. I remember my dad talking about when he remembers when E.T. came out, when that Spielberg came out with this crazy movie about aliens and shit, and then right after that, come out with a crazy dinosaur movie.
Dinosaurs, yeah,
was just
mind-blowing.
Huge. It exploded. So that was a big movie when it came out, and this one. They almost, they do touch on it in the movie. Sorry, spoilers, but
oh sure, no,
the dinosaurs do kind of lose their touch. You know, it's not a surprise that dinosaurs just aren't as interesting. They aren't as new as they were, so people are just kind of used to it or whatever. Sure. So, you know, being what is this, the 4th Jurassic Park movie?
But I've heard, I never saw the 2nd and the 3rd. I heard they were hot piles of trash. Yeah. So I stayed away from them. Yeah. Although Goldblum is in them. Or the 2nd one, I think. Okay. Maybe it's worth a watch to go back, but Paul's going on that IMDb loophole.
We can find out.
We're going to find out.
The technology.
We have the technology.
Jurassic Park 2...
What does it say about it?
It's got Sam Neill in it.
Oh, hey,
Sam Neill. He plays Dr. Alan Gray in the first one. So he
William H. Macy?
Oh, I did not know that.
What the hell is he doing?
That's a very scary picture of William H. Macy.
It's a really broke down picture. He looks like... No Goldblum?
I do not see Goldblum.
Go to the 3rd one.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Goldberg.
Go to the 3rd one. Okay. This is a great episode, by the way.
That is the 3rd one. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I screwed up. Jurassic... Okay, so The Lost World does have Goldblum in it.
Goldblum!
Disregard
all previous comments.
Goldblum is in the 2nd Jurassic Park, known as The Lost World.
I had that on my hard drive. I'm waiting to watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vince Vaughn is also in that
No way. Vince Vaughn is in that movie?
Yeah.
Get that out of here.
I don't know why.
Wait, who is that? Wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was the girl from Avatar.
Vince Vaughn is in this movie. So is this guy. Who does he play?
Joseph Mazzilio?
I know he plays something.
Oh, hey. Social Network. That's one of our favorite movies. All right, so we're moving on. I think we can close the book on Jurassic World.
Go watch it. That's really what we're trying to say.
It's one of the better summer movies so far. The next pillar is Ant-Man.
Well, to be fair, the best movie of the summer is Kong Fury. That tops the list. If you haven't seen Kong Fury, it's a short 30-minute movie on...
We talked about this last week.
Did we?
Go download episode...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The episode was called Kung Fury. Mad Max Kung Fury Road.
That's true. So Kung Fury is the movie of the year. Movie of the century. But this was a good movie, too.
Yes. If you're on YouTube, go watch Kung Fury. I say that the best movie of the summer is Mad Max.
Okay, that's fair.
Kung Fury is a movie, but it's in a different format. It's not in theaters. You can watch it for free on YouTube.
You're under arrest for the obstruction of justice. You're breaking the law.
Hey, you got a permit for those guns? I got your permit right here. Boom. And can we get hold on real quick? Can we get a shout out for Hasselhoff?
Remember, don't mess with the Hoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
You're gonna get fucked up. Alright, so moving on. We've been going for like an hour.
How far are we?
We're pretty deep into this.
Yeah, 55 minutes.
We had a good amount of banter before this started. So we're probably actually at like 40 minutes, somewhere around there. But we before the show, Paul and I were like, maybe for once we'll hit the anything we can take in 30 minutes or less. And forget about that, man.
We ramble.
We can talk. Paul and I, the three of us, we can really get to talking.
Yeah, we can.
We can't get to talking. We'll but the more talking, the better. The more interesting it is for you folk. So let's before we peace out on this one and get out of here so that you can enjoy your evening, let's talk about E3. E3 is coming up, and I am pumped. E3 is one of my favorite times of the year because starting on Sunday, I can flip open my laptop, pop a thing of popcorn, crack open an Arnold Palmer, and just relax and watch gaming history explode.
Yep.
So, we want to talk to you about what Pizza Time is going to be doing for E3 this year. Unfortunately, we don't have... Since we are doing this show for free, we're not paying for anything. We're paying for the pro subscription on Spreaker. But other than that, $4 a month, we're not paying for anything else. So we don't have the time or the means to record a show every single day for every conference.
Right.
But what we're going to do is we're going to record one big post-conference show after we've seen every conference that we think we're going to cover. So that includes Bethesda, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo, and Square Enix. After we watch all those, we will give you a Pizza Time where we talk about the best things from those conferences. Now, we're not all fans of Microsoft. We're not all fans of EA. Some of us don't even know a game that Square Enix is. We haven't even played a Square Enix game in like the last year, but it doesn't matter. There might be cool stuff at these shows that we want to talk about. We would have never found out about games like Shovel Knight if it wasn't for these kind of press conferences. We wouldn't have known about games like Splatoon if it wasn't for the Nintendo press conference. It's just, you get surprised, you get reveals. There's going to be a Smash Bros. Direct on Sunday, as well as more Smash Talk on Tuesday. How cool is that? We're going to get more characters, more stages, more modes. Tournament mode might finally be a thing. Who knows? It's all up in the air, and it's exciting, isn't it, Paul?
You all know how much we love Smash.
Oh, we love Smash. So, I want to talk real quick about our plans. Here we go. With me, I have the list of conferences. Bethesda's conference is June 14th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Microsoft conference is at June 15th. So the only conference on Sunday of any real consequence is Bethesda. They're obviously going to be showing Fallout 4, which the trailer has hit, and the trailer is awesome. They're going to be showing probably some Doom, some probably Dishonored 2, maybe some Wolfenstein. Who knows? They're going to be showing some cool stuff. But then on June 15th is one of the big 2 days. We're going to have Microsoft at 12:30 p.m. at Eastern Time, EA at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Ubisoft at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and Sony to round it all up at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. But I want to ask Paul really quick, before we peace out. We got, before E3, it's been confirmed that the Uncharted collection is coming to PS4. 3 Uncharted games remastered in HD. I'm buying that. The Last Guardian is probably going to be at E3, which is the long in development Team Eco game. I'm totally psyched about that. We know that there's Smash Bros. Content coming. Yep. We're excited about that. We also know that Ratchet & Clank is going to have a pretty big presence because of that awesome new trailer they released. But I want to know, Paul, if there's something that if Nintendo or Sony, Microsoft, anybody, if you wanted to hear one announcement that would just blow your mind and make you so happy, what would it be? Like, what do you want to see from Nintendo? What do you want to see from someone?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If I had a Billy Hatcher sequel...
You want a sequel to Billy Hatcher? Okay.
For the Wii U, I'd be a very happy man.
Billy Hatcher is a staple in the Pizza Time community.
Yeah.
I think the Wii U is in a bad shape, though. I don't think they're going to be putting too many new games out for it.
Yeah.
I think they've got Mario Maker. I think they got Star Fox. But I don't think that they're going to be doing anything new or different. I think that they're going to stick to the lineup they have because the NX is coming soon.
Coming soon. Right.
Sooner than we think, I think.
Right.
But my wild card shart in the dark.
Shart in the dark.
I'm going to have a shart in the dark prediction from Zach Ertello. Here we go. I want to see Shovel Knight for Smash Bros.
Yeah?
Shovel Knight was maybe, if not for Smash, my favorite game of last year. And I love that character. I hope that Yacht Club Games goes on to do more and more Shovel Knight games. I want to see Shovel Knight in Smash. I think that would be perfect. Great way to get his name more well-known so that when we inevitably get Shovel Knight 2, it's just gangbusters.
There you go. I like it. And I would very much like the addition of Shovel Knight to the Smash Brothers family. Can you dig it?
I can dig it. You want to close this out, Paul?
So thanks for bearing with us on this interesting, on this different, on this awesome episode of Pizza Time.
One-on-one. Call it the one-on-one with Zach and Paul.
One-on-one with Z and P.
And let's give a quick shout-out / moment of silence to Aaron because we miss him.
Who is at this very moment...
Yeah! 12:38.
Jamming out to Dead Mouse.
He's well into it. Do you think he's playing the Velt right now?
They're playing the Velt, and he's going nuts.
God bless him.
I'm jealous.
Good for Aaron. We miss him. We can't wait to see him back for E3.
Hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And, yeah, so thanks for tuning in.
Yep, if you want to follow us on Pizza Time, we're the Pizza Time on Twitter. I'm Zach Rotello on Twitter. Aaron is 2bit_Matheus on Twitter. You can email us at pizzatimepodcast@gmail.com. You can get in touch with us that way. We have the Spreaker account, the iTunes. You can like, subscribe, favorite, rate, leave a review if you want to. Get in touch with us. We are more than happy to talk to anyone. We want people to talk with us. We want questions, comments, concerns. Yeah.
What do you think about E3?
Yes, exactly. What do you want to see at E3?
Watch Jurassic World. Tell us what you think about it. Watch Kung Fury. Tell us what you think about it.
Hammer time.
Hammer time.
But this has been
go to your local Kroger or your local grocery store and buy some hot stuff. Tell us what you think.
The official cinnamon whiskey of Pizza.
And tell us what you think and compared to Fireball.
All right.
We are now very much farther than 30 minutes or less.
Yes.
So,
without further ado, is there anything you would like to say before we close this out?
I would like to wish you all... I don't know where I was going with that, but please enjoy the opens.